Hello everyone, welcome to Sila Summit 2021. My name is Pankaj Gachar. I walk through the contents of journey of SilaDB. We have explored the SilaDB last year. Earlier version what we are using is SilaDB 3.x. Before the SilaDB, we are also using Cassandra for last couple of years, almost 2 years. While working with the Cassandra, we identify some technical challenge in our contents of being product solution. This session is about how we start our journey from Cassandra to SilaDB and our learning curve during this migration of tool. To proceed further, I would like to introduce myself and my additional community support and help. I am working with the contents of with almost 11 years. The total experience what I have in a product development is 14 years that include architecture, design and implementation. Apart from my current role as an enterprise architecture, I have been as a speaker, technical reviewer, and mentor in a different IT community. Even I'm certified with the TOGAF. Topics what I'm going to cover is contents of journey, coverage, the use case being product information, why we choose SilaDB, how we migrate our data from Cassandra to SilaDB, and some challenges. Let me help you to give contents of overview. Contentso is a leader in Forrester Wave for product information management team solution. Feature is our product customer experience PXP. We have couple of solutions what we provided via PXP product experience, the being product information management, MDM master data management, MXM marketing experience management. The use case what I am going to discuss for this particular product contains of the product information management. Let's understand what is a PIM, the product information management. The product information management is collect the product information from different sources and lay the foundation for powerful multi-channel product communication. Using Contentso, you can deliver the outstanding product experience that meet and exceeds the customer expectation. Contentso able to export the data via channel console. The channel is endpoint to deliver the content to the end user. We require faster read to get the complete data from Contentso system. During our journey with the SilaDB, we identify SilaDB as a NoSQL wide column database that feed as per our current architecture design. Why we choose SilaDB? Like I mentioned earlier, we already have a Cassandra 3.11x. We are looking for 100% compatible solution that alternate to the Cassandra. We are also looking for minimum or zero code change required at the application level. Also, we are looking for zero change in our data model at the database level. While exploring on the internet and working with the team, we identify SilaDB is one of the good solutions to replace the Cassandra. We work well with the very few resources than Cassandra. And finally, we choose SilaDB 4.x. Let's understand the data migration, how we migrate the data from Cassandra to SilaDB. The SilaDB recommendation is two strategy. Due to write, the application logic will update to write to the both the database, Cassandra and SilaDB, but everything we have to take care on the application level. Another strategy is a fork lifting. Migrate the historical data from application Apache Cassandra as a stable to SilaDB. We choose snapshot strategy. This is the second one. Let's understand some quick syntax how we transfer the data from Cassandra to SilaDB. We use the Sila backup from Cassandra node using this particular syntax. Describe schema and we put in one of the file .sql. And then we take the snapshot of our data using node tool snapshot key space name. Once we're done with the two step and further some additional step, we restore the Sila and snapshot schema and snapshot data at the ScyllaDB node or each of node. What are the challenges we face? Since earlier we are using Cassandra, Cassandra use this particular compressor, LZ4 compressor. We have to replace that particular compressor to ScyllaDB compatible, the SS table compressor. Also, we come to know in the later state, ScyllaDB does not support SASE index. So we also need to make sure that from the application level, we have to reduce the particular indexes and the required use case. Also, there is a limit in tuples. When we are firing the query with a cluster key, either it is a clustering key or partition key. So we have to access some parameter in a YAML file. Definitely, this will bring some server instability, but we are able to access via tuning these two parameters. The first one is a max clustering key restriction per query. The second is a max partition key restriction per query. You can change this one without restarting the Scylla cluster or node. To do this one, you have to do sudo psteal -x -hup Scylla. This will able to apply those changes without restarting the instance. That's from our journey from Cassandra to ScyllaDB. Thank you so much. You can reach out to me on the Twitter and my personal email address. Even you can experience the Scylla for yourself. You follow me link. You can test ScyllaDB in a test drive. You can also talk to our expert via consulting link, and you can also download this open source tool, Scylla. Thank you so much, everyone.